Hi, everybody. I don't know what week it is, but I wanted to, well, I'll introduce myself again. It's been a few weeks. Keisha here, creative. I've been designer, creative for 19, 20 years. I don't know, a while. This week, I want to talk about community. I think we all know why. I think we're all going to need community in the next handful of years. Let's talk about how to find it, whether it's in work, outside of work, the importance of it, and yeah, I may have a little surprise at the end of the video. I'm a little nervous about like sharing this, but we'll see. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm very hesitant and procrastinating on it. I built the thing, I just haven't told anybody about it, so this will be the first time that I'm actually telling anybody about it. So let's talk about community. I know the importance of community only because I have been the only woman, person of color, maybe the youngest on a team. I entered the workforce pretty young, especially like corporate. Yeah, I think my first job I worked for Pro Systems. I was about 20. Yeah, no, I was 21. So I was 21 in the office. Yeah, definitely one of the youngest, if not the youngest, in the office with a little degree. Uh, yeah, so I know the importance of community, of having people that see you, that validate you, that get you. And I know there are people out there that kind of clock in and clock out. They get their work done, they go home. That's completely fine and valid. I'm not asking you in any way to make friends at work or to build community at work. I just know that you may not be alone. There may be other people like you inside of that workplace that maybe need people like you. And if you feel like you're not the person to start that community, I get it. Don't do it. If you have that calling, here's a couple ways you can do it. And I'll share my experience of what I've gone through. I've been in companies where maybe there's a community, like a Slack community, like a channel of all the people of color. And so we would talk about the holidays that we were celebrating that other people probably weren't. We would talk about things that, not just things, but in ways that other people just wouldn't get. Yeah, slang, all that. Like the code switching was off. It was just us with community, understanding each other. It was very chill vibes. I've been in Slack communities at work where it's maybe just people who love plants and have a lot of plants, or people that craft, or people that want to show their pets, or, I mean, that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is maybe doing like a monthly meeting. I've been in one of those too, where you get certain type of demographic together and you guys meet once a month, BYOB, depending on the time of day, and you just chill with each other. It's nice to build that community, and you start to build friendships, you start to build bonds. It's not the same when it's virtual, but it definitely does work. I've also been, of course, in cliques. I mean, they happen in the office or at work. And I try my best to include people that other people wouldn't think of. So I'm like, hey, so-and-so should probably be in this. Let's invite her. And then we, start growing that to people that, may need it or add value. So 3 ways to start community. Some are very, very low touch. You just create a community. Maybe it's more about introducing yourself in the beginning, if it's like a Slack channel or a Teams channel or something like that. If you have some sort of like community wall. You could maybe post it on there, and just for people that are interested. Maybe it's like a pride group for queer individuals. It could be anything. It's work, so don't get political. Don't bring religion into it, unless it's, just a, hey, I'm celebrating X holiday, cool. Yeah, that's one way to build community if you're at work. If you're outside of work, I think it's more important to build community outside of work. I wouldn't say more, but it is very, very important to build community outside of work. And it's so easy nowadays, but it's also intimidating because in the news, on social media, we're so divided. And I think this is more than enough reason to go be in these spaces, whether it's a bowling league. I took a pottery class in a local pottery studio and made a bowl and cup. It's not really a mug, it doesn't have a handle, but yeah, look, it has sparkles in it. Can you see? It's so cool. I love it. And then it has little spackles and stuff on the inside. I think it's so cute. I was trying to get 8 ounces, but I don't think that's an 8-ounce cup. That sucks. It's my second time trying. I'll try it on a third. I'll get it, I'm sure. It's just the shrinkage, But like stuff like that, glass blowing. We have a local pottery studio. We have bike clubs. We have all types of stuff. I know the very, very first apartment that I lived in here in Fort Worth just had a sip and shop in their lobby. And I know a lot of apartments do that. They try and get you in and they're like, hey, you want to move? But it's another way to build community. There's also a spiritual shop up here that sells crystals and stuff like that does spiritual cleansings and all this other stuff that you can be a part of. I can literally ride my bike to this place, and very open community, and they have a lot of marketplaces and things like that. So fun. We also have Weird Wednesday. Weird Wednesday out here in Fort Worth is they show a retro horror movie, and they have vendors from all over DFW, and they sell food and candy and merch and you name it. I think one guy was doing a fundraiser for a local soccer league, and he had this Japanese kind of pinball slot machine type of thing that I've never seen before, which was kind of fun to experience. And we got to talk to a lot of people from the community. So doing things like that, knitting clubs, reading clubs, book clubs, writing clubs. There are plenty of things you can get on Nextdoor. You can find people that are local. You can start your own groups if you can't find anything that you like. You can get on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but you can get on Facebook and start community and pages and create events. You can get on, Eventbrite or anything like that and find local events. And that's one way to sort of dip your toe into these things. And I know it's going to be hard to just kind of show up, especially if you're showing up alone, but go in there thinking these are my people. Everybody in here is looking for community. Nobody in here is looking to tear anybody down. And hopefully you can suss out people who are shady. But the reason why community is important is because you really want to feel seen, and you want to be a part of a group, and you want to start to build that friendship group that you can maybe count on. Chosen family. I'm sure you've heard that phrase, but it takes time and you have to start somewhere. And like I said, put yourself in situations where you're not going to agree with everybody, where your views are going to get challenged. Make sure to be respectful and make sure that they're respectful to you. And if they're not, remove yourself. Don't put yourself in danger to try and build community. That's not worth it. But go outside, go do stuff do the mud run or do something that's sort of out of your norm. that get you out of your comfort zone, because I think more than ever we need community now. And we're going to need it to keep each other safe, to keep each other out of harm's way, to make sure that we don't break, to make sure that we don't fall apart. Well, things are going to change in our country. It's not going to look the same, even starting next year. So it's going to be a lot of heartache, and you need people in your corner who understand you, who can pick you up when you fall, who you can text and say, I'm not doing good. And they may not show up physically, but they may call you, or they may hop on a Zoom, or they may text you funny memes, or send you stuff on Instagram and your DMs. Like, you need somebody that's gonna care for you, because even me being the strong one, I think people think of me as like strong. I get weak. Honestly, I am right now. Because of my body physically and all I've been through in the past few months, which is pretty personal. I don't want to get into it, but I'm not feeling like myself right now. And I'm so grateful for my family, and I'm so grateful for my friends. I'm going to hang out with my friends Saturday and Sunday this week. Some friends from Pier 1, where I used to work. One was formerly my boss, and then all of my other teammates. And then on Sunday, people from my gym. That's another way to find friends. I made a lot of friends in Muay Thai class. I made friends in boxing class, my trainer, and people that were at the gym. I mean, one of the guys at the gym went to school with my brother, so I already knew him a little bit. But, you find people in places outside of your living room, outside of your bedroom. You got to go outside, man. You got to go talk to people. You got to interact with people in line. Put your phone down. Stop using it as your security blanket. Talk to people. Look at people in their eye. Stick up for people. If you feel like you're physically able, mentally able to do that, we got to start taking care of each other. And once you build that into your everyday life, then this world's going to be better. When you start taking care of people next to you the way you take care of yourself, make sure you take care of yourself first, then the community as a whole is going to be better. So your challenge this week, hopefully I haven't been recording too long, is to go find at least one activity, even if it's like a festival and you just show up and walk around and maybe don't talk to anybody for the first time, or, a class or something. Like, go do something outside. Hopefully it's free, but if not, and it's something like this, I'm so happy with it. Yeah, if you make something, I want to see it. If you do something that's out of your comfort zone and you're proud of yourself and you just want to share, put it in the comments. I want to hear about it. If you start community inside of your workplace and you get stuck or you don't know how to, message me, comment, I'll reply. Of course I will, because this itself is about community. And also, the last thing I wanted to share is I started a while back a website called The Onlys, and it's really about people who were like me, who are like me, who may be the only person in their group of a certain demographic, and maybe you feel like you need to build community. The community is not ready yet. I'm still trying to work out the logistics and the kinks and all of that. I don't know what platform I'm going to use just yet, and how to make it open. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the details, but you can go to the website. I'm going to pop it up on the screen and go join the list. And once it's ready, you will be notified. And yeah, I hope this helps build community. I'm going to try and make sure everybody's respectful to each other. This is going to be very hands-off. I'm going to try not to make this a full-time thing where I'm just managing people. I don't want to do that. I want people with good intentions who are really trying to truly build community to come in here and start organizing and bringing people together and making sure that us as a people become closer. So if you're interested, go check it out. Tell me what you're up to. What's the thing that you're doing to build community? All right, thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Until next week, make sure you spread love and build community. Talk to you soon. Bye.